to the cardiac myocytes to be able to stimulate conduction.
So that is action potential. Any other? Any other?
Sir, please, is the cyclic depolarization and repolarization of the myocyte?
So what is latent phase? What is latent phase? So we'll be using these terms. You need to understand these terms. You need to understand. These terms will be used. You will see that when a patient, you are treating arrhythmia, you will give the medication, and that medication will prolong. That medication will prolong the refractory period or the latent phase. So if you don't understand and you are giving a medication, you are talking about that, then you need to be.
Yes, Alex.
Okay, so let's talk about this, the latent phase. The latent phase is the same as the refractory period. The latent phase, the same as the refractory period. The latent phase is the same as the refractory period. So, what is the latent phase or refractory period? Understand this, please. Understand this. This is how we say a myocyte is in its latent phase, refractory period. Understand this. What it means is that now, this is, can you see the board? Can you see it? Can you see?
Yes, please.
So this is the synovial node. This synovial node, this synovial node is releasing impulses. So impulses, it's release this impulse. So those impulses will take this line. These impulses will be taking this line. These impulses will be taking this line. So impulses are released from the synovial node. So we have this myocytes. I'm drawing this myocyte. One I've shaded. I'm drawing it here. So this myocyte is A. And the second myocyte is what? Is B. So we have myocytes A and myocytes what? B. So the synovial node will release impulses. So when it releases impulses to this myocytes A, it will cause this myocytes to stimulate. It will stimulate this myocytes. On getting the impulses to stimulate this myocytes. After stimulation, these myocytes A will release impulses to what? To B. Myocytes B. Then after stimulating this will release impulses to C, myocyte C. Then A, getting impulses from synovial node. This is the synovial node. Impulses are released to A. So when A gets the impulses, I'm trying to explain for you to appreciate this. When A gets impulses, it will cause A to be stimulated. After stimulation, A will be sending impulses to the next myocyte, the closest myocyte. So to B, then B will also be stimulated. When A releases its impulses, A will relaxed, and A will be in a situation or in a hibernation, or will be in a situation such that this A will not be able to take back the impulses that it gave to B. You have given it. It's like you gave something to your friend, and your friend did something to you, said that give what I gave it to you, give it back to me. In arrhythmia or in impulse transmission, this is not done. In impulse transmission, this is not done. You cannot take it back. So when you give it, the moment you give your impulses to B, A will be in a situation or in a hibernation or will be in a phase such that A will not be able to take any other impulses again unless this transmission gets to the last myocyte, and the cycle will continue. Please, do you get it?
Yes, please.
The whole class, do you get it?
Yes, please.
So you have A releasing impulses. The moment A gets impulses from the synovial node, what will happen is that it will stimulate. It's like now A is without the impulses, A will be in a resting mood. Then A will wake up. You'll be getting an energy to wake up. If you don't have energy, you can't wake up. It's like a patient who wanting to hypo after taking alcohol, wanting to hypo. In that hypo state, the patient cannot do anything. But the moment you give the patient impulses, the moment you give the patient ice kink, the moment you give the patient something to take, quickly the patient will get up, and that is contraction. So in impulse transmission, we say the patient getting up means that the myocytes are contracting. So the myocytes will receive energy. The moment they receive energy, they will contract. And after contraction, they will release their impulses to the next myocyte. The next myocyte will also contract. The moment it releases its impulses to the next myocyte, they will be in hibernation state, or they will be in a phase called latent phase. And that latent phase means that these myocytes, they will not be able to receive any impulses from either B or from synovial node unless the cycle is completed. So assuming this is the myocyte, unless the impulse transmission has gotten into this, then the cycle will now begin. So if it gets to the end, then now this will come out from the hibernation. But if it's in the process, if this transmission is in a process, trying to get into every myocyte, after discharging impulses, A will be in hibernation. After discharging impulses, B will be in hibernation. After discharging impulses, C will be in hibernation. So this is that. So that hibernation that A or B will undergo will go, or the phase that the A or B will be is termed as the latent phase or the refractory period. The latent phase or the refractory period is a phase whereby a myocyte will not be able to take impulses from either the nest or the synachial node unless the cycle is completed. So this would ensure unidirectional flow. This would ensure unidirectional flow of electrical impulses. If A is able to take back the impulses, then there won't be any unidirectional flow, and this will cause irregularities in terms of electrical transmission. And therefore, please, this is the essence of the refractory period or the latent phase is one, to ensure that there's unidirectional flow, and two, to ensure that all the myocytes are stimulated. Is it clear? Is it clear, class?
Yes, please.
Okay, so if it's clear, then I'm going to ask you a question. If a patient comes with bradycardia, if a patient comes with tachycardia, how do you describe bradycardia and tachycardia in terms of the latent phase or in terms of the refractory period? If a patient
Doc,
mm-hmm.
please, with the bradycardia, the latent phases are longer, and with the tachycardia, the latent phases will be shorter.
Can you explain? You are right, but can you explain?
So with bradycardia, there's a slow heart rate, which means that it takes a long time for a new impulse to run through because the latent phases are longer. Whilst with the tachycardia, it is a fast heart rate, which means that it takes a very short time for a new impulse to run through the myocyte. So it means that the latent periods are shorter.
Good. I'm happy. I've done well. So if you understand this, then in management, they will tell you that a patient coming with a tachycardia, they will tell you that they are giving this medication to reduce or to prolong. If a patient comes with tachycardia, they will give a medication that will prolong the latent phase or the refractory period. If they say this, does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Yes, please.
So understand these bases such that when you get to the medication and they are talking about, hey, we are giving this to prolong the latent phase, you would appreciate it. When you talk about action potential, so we have these myocytes A, B, and C, and we are talking about action potential of myocytes A, action potential of myocytes B, action potential of myocytes C. when you talk about action potential of this, action potential of myocyte A is let me use the technical terms. When we say depolarization means contraction. When you say repolarization means relaxation. Repolarization means relaxation. Depolarization means contraction. So these myocytes will undergo repolarization and depolarization. Repolarization and depolarization and repolarization. And the cycle will go on. And this cycle will come and there will be depolarization and repolarization. This will undergo. So the cyclical depolarization and repolarization is termed as what? Is termed as the action potential. Is it clear? This will undergo, it's not once. This will undergo depolarization and repolarization. This undergo depolarization and repolarization. This undergo depolarization and repolarization. And the cycle would also, again, there will be another cycle. And this cycle will also undergo depolarization. And so the cyclical depolarization and repolarization is termed as the action potential. Is it clear? Hey, is it clear, class? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so if you understand this, then let's move on. Let's move on. So these are all introductory, talking about so action potential, talking about the sino-atrial node. And let me make a point here. Let me make a point here. After doing this latent phase and this, let me go back to the transmission on top here. Have you seen the impulse transmission via this route? You see impulse transmission via this route. You see impulse transmission via this route and impulse transmission via this. All these would travel through different lines, different myocytes, and be stimulating them. Then all this will converge. All this will converge at the AV node. You get it? All these impulses.
No, please, can you take it again?
What did I say? What did I say?
Doc, please, you said that all the impulses will.
Have you seen the impulses I'm deepening? Impulse transmission.
Doc, please, I heard you saying all the at the AV node.
I am saying, have you seen the impulses transmission I'm deepening on the board? Have you seen, or you can't see from the board?
Doc, please, I can see.
You can see. So I say that the sino-atrial node is releasing these impulses. And these impulses will be traveling through the myocyte. So some will go through different direction. At the end of the day, they will all converge at what? At the AV node. Again, I want to say.
Thank you.
Why? Because you'll be doing other things. You are doing other things. And later you come back. Okay, mom, pay attention. You think that you are doing this for your exams only. You get, when you finish school, you get your license and you are posted to the hospital. You see. You see. If you don't understand these bases, you see. This is what I am serious. I want you to be good in clinically. So understand, stop the things that you'll be hearing. Some will be sharing numbers, giving numbers to them whilst they are on this. And they will come and what I hate is I don't understand. I don't understand the whole thing. So you'll be talking for 5 minutes, I don't understand it. So the person will not pay attention, be doing other thing, will come back, I don't understand. I am saying this. The sinoatrial node will be releasing impulses. So these impulses will be through different directions. So if you have this, I'm dipping this. So A, here is A, this line is B, this line is C. So impulses will be released from sinoatrial node. It's a pacemaker. These impulses will be traveling through the myocyte, like what I drew here, A, B, C, D. These will be traveling through different myocytes. What I'm saying is that all these transmission will converge at where? At the AV node. You get it? You get it?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So when they converge at AV node,
Yes,
listen,
please.
this is the way God has made it. All these impulses will transmit. It's like, hey, we are going to Accra. We are going to Accra. Some can go by air. We have given us money to go. Sinoatrial node has given us money to go to Accra from Kumasi. Some can go by air. Some are witches. They can fly. Some can go by road. At the end of the day, some will get to Accra faster. So by air, the witches will get to Accra faster than the aeroplane. So when they get to the airport, they'll wait for us. So aeroplane, those by air will get to airport. They'll be waiting. By road will also go. So they will all converge at the airport. It's the same place that we are going, but we took different route. The same as the sinoatrial node will be releasing impulses. And these impulses will be going through different routes. At the end of the day, they will all converge. And so when you move faster and you get to sinoatrial node, so you get to the AV node. AV node will say, hey, wait, let's wait for the others. So the AV node will hold and wait for all the impulses. So there's always a delay at the AV node by 0.1 seconds. There will always be a delay. This is normal. This is the way God has made it. The impulses coming from different areas in the atria will delay at the AV node by 0.1 seconds. Who can mean the essence of the delay? Who can tell me? Who can tell me the essence of the delay? Hey, who can tell me why is it that there's a delay over there?
The delay prevents both the atria and ventricles from contracting together.
The delay prevents from contracting together. It makes sense. Any other? Why are you saying this?
Because if there's no delay and some of the impulse gets to the ventricles, contraction will begin while there's still impulse traveling through the atria.
Good. So you make sense. So at the end of the day, how are you going to summarize this? How are you going to summarize this? What you said?
Hello, Doc.
Hello.
So it will enable the atria contract fully before the ventricles contract.
Good. So at the end of the day, all that you are making sense, all that you are saying. At the end of the day, if there's a delay here, it will ensure total contraction of the atria, and it will ensure total relaxation of what? Of the ventricle, such that the ventricle is fully relaxed.